What's up, guys and pals? It's your buddy Coach Vino. So when it comes to Jamaican rum, most of you guys already know that my favorite bottle is Smith & Cross. I mean, I've made a couple of videos using Smith & Cross, and I'll put links down to that in the description. And I'm also a really big fan of anything coming out of Appleton Estates. I think they are the best Jamaican rum producer out there. But the first Jamaican rum that I ever had was with my buddy Andre. Now, my buddy Andre was a Jamaican guy. He lived down in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and this was back in college. And I remember I went to visit him, and he had a bunch of his family members over at his place, and his uncle goes to me, "Hey man, try this." And I go try this shot, and it happened to be Wray Nephew Overproof White Rum. And let me tell you guys something. I had smoke coming out of every crevice in my body. I had no idea what the hell I just put into my body. And you know, the thing is, up until that point, I'd only really had the Cardi rum and the Not Cool rum. So like these Puerto Rican rums, which are delicious, but they're much easier to drink, right? They're much, you know, they're only 40 proof, and they're much, how do you say, they're more like the vodka rum. They're pretty flavorless, right? And so when I tried this, and I got those big, bold flavors, the funk, the banana, the fruit, the ester, I was just like, yo. And then it was obviously high proof, so that was like another thing I did not expect. And let me tell you something, I fell in love with Jamaican rums right then and there. Now, I went on to explore different styles of Jamaican rum, but Wray Nephew will always be the one I look back on and say, you know what? You're the one that got me started here, pal. Now, Wray Nephew was actually started by a guy named John Ray, and he actually ended up bringing along his nephew. That's where the Wray and Nephew comes from. And this stuff goes back all the way to 1825. And it is the most popular rum in Jamaica. And, you know, look, I don't blame them. They love their strong, spicy foods, and, you know, a big spicy rum makes a lot of sense, you know? Anyway, what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm going to actually make you two cocktails using Wray and Nephew. Now, Wray Nephew is often something you find maybe taken as a shot, or maybe kind of like as an accent in a cocktail because it's so big and bold. But I actually found two cocktails that use it as a base spirit, so I'm really excited to try them out, right? I've never had either one of these, right, folks? But before I do that, I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm. And make sure you stick around because we're about to boogie down. All right, so the first Wray and Nephew cocktail that I'm gonna be making for you guys is called Black River from Jason Clapham over in Oxford, England. Now this cocktail really intrigued me because it uses two styles of rums, and it also uses an Amaro. So we're gonna be using some Wray and Nephew. We're gonna be using an aged rum. I'm gonna be using Appleton 8 because you guys know I love Appleton. And then the Amaro that he calls for is Montenegro, which is a very citrus forward Amaro. So I'm really excited to try this one out. Let us look at what is in the sauce. All right, so the next cocktail I'm gonna make for you guys using a Wray and Nephew is called Funky Pirate from the 77 Lounge in Culver City, California. Now, this cocktail reminds me a bit of a nuclear daiquiri, you know, a little last word riff. We're gonna be using some honey syrup, some lime juice, some green chartreuse, obviously some Wray Nephew, and some celery bitters. So I'm really intrigued to see what this one's gonna be all about. All right, folks, let us look at what is in the sauce. All right, so let's go ahead and give our two Wray and Nephew cocktails a sippy sip. And we're gonna start with the Funky Pirate here. This one reminds me a bit of the nuclear daiquiri in terms of the ingredients, and I really do enjoy that one, except that this one uses some celery bitters and some honey syrup, so that definitely, helps to differentiate it, right? Let's go ahead and give it a sip. Cheers. Oh, that is delicious. That is really good. Wow. I gotta tell you, the addition of the celery bitters here adds a savoriness to the cocktail that I really, really dig. This is a really nice little cocktail. I'm very impressed by this. Oh yeah. This is one of those where you really get a beautiful dearth, or no, dearth is probably the wrong word. You get a lot of complexity actually with the Chartreuse, giving you those really, herbal notes and whatnot. And then you get the celery, which is really kind of upping a bit of the vegetal notes. Obviously, the Wray Nephew is doing what it does. I just love this. And then the honey really kind of helps to round it all out. This is a very, very nice cocktail, guys. All right, anyway, so now let's go ahead and try the Black River cocktail. I mean, this one excites me because it has Amaro. You guys know Vino is an Amaro groupie. Cheers. Oh, that's a pretty little cocktail, guys. That is a pretty little thing. I mean, the Amaro helps to mellow out the Jamaican, both the Jamaican rums. You're still getting that, that kind of, estery, funky banana fruitiness that you get from Jamaican rum. But the Montenegro is giving it some depth. It's also adding some enhanced notes of citrus in there. Very nice. This is a pretty little sip, but very pretty. Oh yeah. So both of these are really, really delicious. I am so happy that these worked out. I mean, I don't really use my Wray Nephew often unless it's, to kind of like add a little extra bite to a cocktail. So to have it as a base ingredient in both of these cocktails and for it to come out as delicious as these both have, really, really happy about that, right, folks? Anyway, look, if you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. And remember, sharing is caring, and when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.